We are live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What stays or happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And tonight we're going to have a field of 30 drivers. So hopefully we're going to see some really good racing tonight. And I'm joined by Andrew. Now, Andrew, what are you looking for tonight from these drivers on the track?
What I'm looking for is it's going to definitely be a fuel mileage race, as a lot of Las Vegas races do tend to be, but also the aero push that these Gen 6 cars have. We're having the track temp in the wind, as it is Las Vegas, being quite a little bit breezy out there.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
definitely these cars will get loose.
Yeah, when I ran, this car in a Open, which that's what I ran. I mean, I made my heyday here, but you always the Gen 6, like you said, they're really draft dependent, and you really wouldn't think that they are. But if you get out of line and there's a car behind you and they shut the gap on you, you're going back and you can actually save pretty good amount of fuel too, just staying in the draft. It's kind of like, how they've turned Atlanta into a super speedway. Las Vegas is kind of almost there. You're almost flat out in the corners if you can get a really good entry sometimes, but it's really going to come down to if you can really stay that bottom. Drivers need to get to the bottom, as fast as they can and hold that line, but you can't burn off your tires, because if you lose that draft and you have no tires, that's just a double whammy on top of each other, and that's going to make it really hard for you tonight.
Yeah. But also, the thing is that if you're also trying to save fuel, how much fuel do you save? Because don't forget, when it does come down to fuel mileage, you can have people who take tires or just fuel, and they can catch up to you pretty quick if you save a little too much. So you got to find that right balance of saving, but also still putting up consistent lap times to be at least fast.
Yeah, I think that drivers, if they decide to stay tucked in behind a car and they get that car shoved in front of them, you can still save fuel and keep pace. Now, you don't want to be, running a little bit less than full throttle on the straightaways, because that's definitely going to hurt you. But you can save a surprising amount of fuel just kind of staying in line with cars behind you. And it's just kind of odd to think about that, though. But I mean, that can happen here very easily for them, because I've done that multiple times. I've stretched my fuel by maybe like 2 or 3 laps. So it's kind of a big thing here if you can do it correctly, but you got to stay in line with them.
Oh yeah, and then also it just depends on when that last caution does come out. If it's right on the edge of fuel, sometimes it may be good to be in the back and not lead the race.
Yeah, if you're right on the edge of fuel, especially if you got one of the programs that'll tell you, what your fuel is, like crew chief will tell you have this amount of fuel. Like, let's say like you're maybe a lap or 2 short, you can stay in line with that driver in front of you, and you can pick up that those laps that you need. Then you can go full throttle after that. But you kind of want to be leading, kind of don't want to be leading here sometimes. If you're close on fuel, you don't want to be leading. If you have 2 to 3 laps to the good, then you want to be out front trying to pull away from everybody, which that's what I'm going to see. I'm going to see, drivers with, Tate's running that high line. I'm kind of surprised by that, but with the drivers,
I watched that too.
Yeah, with the drivers I think they're gonna be kind of pushing pretty early on, and that's gonna burn off some tires. But they've got to be really careful with how they do it because these Gen 6, any amount of damage, especially well, you can tap the front end just a little bit, but if you really pancake that car, it's gonna be really hard to get back into it. As they're not, they don't have
Oh yeah.
any, they don't have a fast repair this week. That's been taken away. That's only at super speedway, so drivers gonna have to be a little more cautious. Maybe decide not to run right where they or make the same moves that they've been making. They're gonna have to kind of think maybe I don't want to make it this early on. Maybe this is a bad decision.
Yeah, and also, quote that I believe it was Kevin Harvick that said when he won Phoenix a couple years ago. He said, "Now the season truly begins because you take biggest race of the year out of the way, you take a race that anybody can win, toss that aside, and now we're getting to more tracks where it takes more skills to handle. So we're gonna see who can really pull away in this championship battle."
Yeah, I mean, Whitehead, Brock, I believe, yes, Brock. Let me make sure. I don't want to get the name wrong because there's so many Whiteheads in here. The 31, yeah, that's a family. Yeah, it was Brock who won at Daytona, and I know that took a lot of weight off his shoulders. So I mean, he's got to win, but I don't think it's a win in your end here. I think you have to make it on points eventually. So I think we might have some drivers who are waiting to qualify. Kind of going a little bit later. I'm kind of surprised by that. DJ sitting in the pits. Most people
So
have one out qualified.
we just watched Christopher Tate, and he took the high line all the way around the track. Now that does some tracks like Daytona, Talladega, and Atlanta, before their reconfiguration, it does help boost a little bit of speed, but you gotta time everything right. The corners, the arcing into the corners and out of the corners. And Christopher Tate almost had the pole. He was off of it by about 8/1000ths of a second.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think Christopher Tate's definitely going to be somebody to watch here.
yeah, going off your warm-up lap, I mean, you can really you can run kind of an odd lane just to try to get more of a run up than you would normally. And that can really help sometimes. Like, you're not supposed to run up there, but you can do it coming off the corner and just kind of get that shot off as you. There goes Daniel to the top. So I think he knows that there's some speed to be picked up there. He's going to roll that top a little bit longer than most people actually. Wait to make. I think. See if he goes straight to the bottom or not. He's actually staying top this run. Now, when you kind of commit to these weird lanes, you're kind of hoping, okay, I've got to give all I have this run, because being up there, you're gonna burn off just a little bit more tire than you would running down the bottom. And really, your second lap can sometimes be worse than your first if you were really pushing on that first one.
Yeah.
Where Daniel goes, we've got DJ Daniel, Christopher Lawrence, and Rylan Panchinato. They're all out on the track, and I think these other drivers aren't going to take a qualifying run. As you see, Daniel's first lap was really slow. Goes straight down to the bottom, trying to hold that white line. Drivers are going to have to be trying to wrap it as best as they can, being down there. Let's see where he goes on the board. It only goes back up to 12th, so not normally his qualifying. We're going to look at Christopher Lawrence. He's on his first lap. Goes bottom of the board that time. That's kind of surprising. Kind of running that middle lane, not getting down to the bottom exactly as he might need to.
Let's see.
He's going to be actually racing against time here. I think when he comes to the line, if he does, that's going to be maybe the end of qualifying.
Oh yeah, let's see if there's anybody else. Ryan Faccianto is actually out there. He's on his second lap. It's gonna be close, but I think he's gonna get there in time.
Yeah, he might get it.
Slid up the track.
Just trying to cut as much time as he can off, going on the apron, trying to cut it off almost in the grass. See what he runs. I think. Yeah, he goes.
34.39. That puts him 12th. That's not a bad time.
He goes about mid pack of the cars that are qualified. I know we have race control in here, so Their laps will not count. So I'll bring up the grid here for y'all real quick. As being first, it's going to be the 16 of Tom Bourne. Second, 54 Christopher Tate. 24th, or third to 24 Dylan Hervatin. 46, or the four, oh, I'm just going to say position. Fourth is going to be Dalton McKinney. Fifth, Robert Kinney. Sixth, Robert Lawrence. Seventh, Chris Wheeler. Eighth, Trey Whitehead. Ninth, Kyle Gartner. 10th, Ryan Sizemore. 11th, Jacob Bowen. 12th, Rylan Fontanado. 13th, DJ Daniel. Brock Whitehead. 14th. James Silvers 15th. I'll go down a little bit. The screen.
Zachary Woods in 16th. Christopher Lawrence in 17th. Noah Owens in 18th. Tyke Crease, sorry if I said that wrong, Fitzgerald in 19th. Devin Scroggins in 20th. Christian Ruse in 21st. Tyler Evans 22nd. Justin Ray 23rd. Mike Sobinovsky, sorry if I said that wrong again, 24th. Kyle Spees, our last week's winner, 25th. Jeffrey Vickery, 26th. Mike Tellier, 27th. Christopher Reese, 28th. Matthew Rodriguez, 29th. Wally Bob in 30th. And then Vermin Reese in 31st.
And there's going to be one because Teller is race control, so he won't be in the race. Yeah, so that's going to be just one less car on the track for them. But we'll go to leaders. So it's going to be 16. He's going to have, let's see who the 16 will have behind him. 16 is going to have that 24. This is a really nice paint scheme from him again. And then Tate will actually have his teammate behind him. So that can play into the start here because Tate, he's got McKinney. And they're both teammates on Freedom Motorsports. So that can get a little bit interesting here, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You raise that up.
Now, if you could have one pick of the race so far, who would you have? Just based on qualifying and practice.
If I had to choose one, I'd kind of look at, it's easy to take somebody up front. I kind of look at Gartner. He didn't, he qualified, he only qualified 10th, but I've noticed with him that he's always a consistent driver throughout the run, and he can always kind of find his way up there. Tate's he can get up there too, but he's more aggressive, and that kind of gets him caught up in some stuff. And he doesn't have a fast repair this season, but Tate can wheel it up there. But I'm kind of looking at Kyle Gartner because he always seems to kind of make his way through the field as the race goes on.
Yeah, if I would pick, if I would have to pick my driver of the race, or to pick for the race, I would probably pick Christopher Tate. He was pretty fast. He didn't practice at all, but his qualifying lap time was very good. So I think he's going to be our winner today.
Oh, we'll see here soon. It's going to be the 16. He's going to lead him to green. Pace car has the lights off. They're only, it's round, and then you're going. It's going to be Tom Bourne leads him. He's going to have Tate on his outside. And the 24 behind him, Tate's going to have his teammate and Dalton McKinney. See if Tate and Dalton McKinney can start shoving each other, because that might leave that 16 out if that 16 can't get a good jump off the start. Start is on leader, though, so 16 has control of it. McKinney's up to the bumper of Tate, waiting to go. Tate gets a decent jump, but the 24 is going to come to that 16's bumper and bump the 16. 46 really didn't.
Not get a good start.
Yeah, he didn't get a good start. That 24 is really shoving that 16. He's got to be careful not to hook him. This is going to get crazy. Oh my gosh, they're just all side by side coming off that turn now. Every driver's trying to get the spots. They're 3 wide now. The 17's putting DJ and Brock Whitehead. A move by James Silver. We've got drivers trying to rip that high line. I don't know if that'll work early on. You may be able to do it, but how long can you do it? It's James, he's going to be stuck in the bottom. The 69 is going to have the 31.
Christopher Tate will lead the first lap.
He's kind of came back there. We're going to go back in the pack a little bit. That seems where most of the action is. 33 almost comes down into the 10. Kind of getting antsy here already. That 10, I think he realizes that 10 does not want to be. I think he says, all right, I don't want to be in this anymore. I'm going to duck out of it right now. He decides to go all the way to the bottom. The 16, he's lost 3 spots. Tate's been able to bring his teammate with him. Look at Wheeler.
The 10 is slowing. I don't know what happened to him.
He may just be deciding, man, I don't want to be up there. I want to go to the back. So, yeah, they were kind of getting real racy up there.
Yeah, he probably got scared with the 33.
That 6 is going to try to get to that 3, trying to side draft. Oh, actually, he's going to cut down in front of Gartner. That's going to be Sabanowski. He's going to go to the inside of Chris Wheeler. Try to make the pass. If he can't get the pass, the 6 is going to have his quarter panel. He's got to try to slide up in front of him. He can slide up now. Slides up. 31's got no help. He can tuck in line now. The 24, he's now looking to the inside of that 3 car of Ryan Sizemore. Drivers seem to be, I'm not even going to say that because something's going to happen. Seem to be a little bit more cautious now.
Ooh.
Sabanowski looking on the inside of the 24. Though almost hits him. Almost bad. Sabanowski kind of almost forces it in there. I think he may have thought, I don't want to do this that early on. At 24, it's going to kind of slow them down. He needs to get past that 3, but he doesn't have the 52 close enough to him. That 3 has the 31 a lot closer, but we look at Tom Bourne looking to the inside of the 34. Almost going to put him 3 wide. 16's on that white line, trying to hold it down there. But he's going to get railroaded off that top lane because they're all lined up, and he needs to tuck in because if he doesn't, he's going very, very far back.
As we said before, that no one can really pull away because the draft kind of just sucks everyone back in.
As
16's side by side with the 33 still.
As yes, Zach, I was able to find the graphics setting. It was just a setting that was turned down, so it's going to have, the whole field. We do have one car that says out, but that is actually race control. Is that 34? I mean, a Lone Ranger right now. He's trying to get up there to Tate, but if they can't get past the 46, Tate's going to help the 46. He's probably going to stay top. No, Tate's going to kind of run the bottom. But, drivers, it's going to kind of be, you're not going to be able to really pull away from each other because the draft is just, it's so heavy that it's just going to pull you right to the back of them every single time. And especially if you stay in line, it's just going to pull you with them. There's trying to be a bottom lane, but them doing that for however long they choose to is going to burn their tires up and it's going to hurt a little more. The 16's kind of squeezing that 31 up there, maybe just a little bit. He's going to be put 3 wide from the 52. 52 on the apron, cutting as much track as he can, puts the 16 and the 3 wide. 16 bails out of it, maybe thinks about it just a little bit. They're actually going to go, oh, the 52 got on the apron just a little bit, clipped it, went back up the track. Able to keep it straight, though. Drivers having decent control over their cars, but it's still Christopher Tate up front, followed by McKinney. The 33 is all over the 46 bumper. The 34 of Robert Lawrence, he's been looking inside. He's going to get a good run off that corner, try to side draft Trey Whitehead, get to his quarter panel, but he's going to have his brother Brock coming behind him. Will Brock go with the 33? Yes, he will. But that 34 might be clear enough if he can just get there. The 33 tries to dive in, stick to his quarter panel. He's still there. Drivers are battling here. It's what Las Vegas is about. It's pretty fun to watch them go back and forth at it, but we'll go back in the pack a lot longer. Yeah. We've got a decent sized gap. We've got some cars that maybe just be thinking, no, I don't want to be running up front early on. As we've got Freedom Motorsports driver, that was my team. So it's Bruce is kind of staying back here, probably thinks, if I can just stay in the draft for long enough, I don't really need to do anything. But I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure how long drivers can go on fuel. I think they can maybe go 45 laps. 60. Maybe. Well, we'll see when they pit. Probably around 50. It'll be somewhere around there because I'm not sure because you can't really calculate the fuel. But that 46 has that 33. The 33 is getting a really good run off his bumper. Tries to tuck out. Maybe did it just a little bit early, but he's able to get to the outside of the 46. That's going to put the 46 odd man out. They're just going to drive by him on that outside lane because he's got no help from anybody, but the 31's going to come to his rescue. Actually going to dump him out now. 46, he's went from second to 5th within the matter of a turn. That's what can happen at Las Vegas. As he gets a good run, the 16 maybe got pinched down a little bit by the 34. 31's giving that 46 a bumper full, but that 46 just didn't get a good exit. As Sabanowski, he's been moving up through the field. He's going to try to take 2 spots here. Oh, the 16 gets touched by the 52 up the track, able to save it. See if they all go by him or they slow down a little bit. The 17 is going to put him 3 wide. He saw them slow down. 17 gets in there, maybe a little D, kind of washes up the track. That's going to put him 3 wide with DJ Daniel and the 16 of Tom Bourne. James Silvers needs to hold his line for as long as he can. He's being racy everywhere. Oh, he can't hold it. He's kind of bobbing and weaving everywhere on these cars. He needs to just a little bit more careful. I think he may be fine. Right now, oh, DJ's getting a little tight. Almost touches him. Oh, 31 loose. I think the 31 got loose on the bottom. I'll have to go look at that. That should be a caution real soon.
Now a caution came out. Oh, my Lord. Caution came out late, and people just arc-braked.
Go back and look. I'm trying to find the 16. I think something happened with Brock Whitehead. If I can find where his car... There it is. We'll go on chase with him. I think he may have... He's in the wall already, so I think that kind of slowed everybody down. Pancakes the wall. Yeah. 17 kind of piles in. 16 piles in. Everybody's piling in at that point. And then caution wasn't thrown until a little bit later. Yeah. Ooh, hard impact for the 3 and the 17. I think the 17 is kind of... He's got him locked. He might be sitting up on the track, though. Oh, yep, he is. Oh, some drivers shooting the gap, getting through there. That's hard impact, though. The 75 and the 77 hard into it. Drivers just trying to slow down. That 21's trying to squeak by in that top lane. That's going to hurt a lot of drivers early on, though. Caution, you know, I think just thrown a little bit late, but drivers probably need to see that just a little bit earlier, but that's going to hurt a lot of people. You got some people already coming into pit. You know, tires, only 15 laps, but 15 laps can make a huge difference here. It's Tate. He's first in, first out, followed by the 16. 16 doesn't seem to have that bad of damage, surprisingly. Probably just going to fix all the optional that he can. Okay, some drivers coming in here to top off. That's the 21, the 36, and the 62. Coming off pit road also. Like, yeah, most drivers that were in here, the 7's got a beat up bumper. That's going to hurt him maybe. Well, that's going to hurt him a lot because you need a spoiler that's pretty straight. The 60 of Woods, he's gotten a front end that, his right side has really been beat in. Don't know if he tried to fix all of his optional, but he might want to take that option at this point because that's really bad damage. That's going to slow down this car a lot.
I do want to say I'm watching the replay with the with audio with the radio, and just for the 4 drivers that kind of got into it late, they just said check up, and nobody was saying that it was wrecking or anything like that. So I do say for those 4 drivers involved, it was just unlucky circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, caution that they probably, I mean, that was an obvious caution. They just kind of trying to get through it, try to gain as many spots as they can. But maybe, maybe just, I mean, well, they probably were checking up. I mean, there's only, compared to the next gens, these cars, you can't slow down as fast. So they may have been on the brakes pretty hard, but you just can't slow down in time. But yeah, we got some drivers sitting in the pits. DJ got a little bit of damage. Woods, he was back in, trying to fix off his optional. The 3 is in. He has no rear bumper or front end, I think. He's got no front end, so his night will probably be over. The 77 has no front end or hood, so he's probably going to be out of contention tonight for him. That's not the way he wanted it to be, only 15 laps in. But we had some cars come into pit, which that's going to put these cars that stayed out kind of in a bind because they're going to get eaten up pretty fast compared to the drivers that have gotten tires. And it's only 15 laps. You may think, 15 laps is nothing. Oh, no, 15 laps in these cars on tires
take some pretty good wear on the tires.
Oh, yeah, especially at Las Vegas. I mean, you'd be surprised at how much wear are on those tires after that short of a run. I mean, it is a lot.
Yep. And the guys do have a 3-tire limit, so they could be strategizing that this run can go green for a while. If this does, it helps them because the next pit stop under green, they can take tires, and they can shorten up the time down pit road.
Yeah, but it looks like Robert Lawrence, he's going to take the top as he has that 24. That 24 has just, I think it honestly might be one of the best paint schemes in here, just in my opinion. Behind, I think Kyle Gardner, he has a pretty good mix, but 34 is going to have the 24. Whitehead, he will have the 52 of Sobanowski behind him, and Dalton McKinney is there. We got some drivers kind of joining in a little bit late. Looks like, you know, and I think that maybe some of these drivers that didn't have damage, like, let's see, who, I'm not sure who had damage, but some of these drivers, if they came down pit road and topped off, that can, you know, stress their fuel just a little bit. Even 2 laps on tires can make a big difference here at Las Vegas too. But we'll have to see how long they can stretch this fuel, because there's no stages this season. It's all based off wrecks and stuff like that. So it's going to get a little bit interesting to see how long drivers can stretch it on fuel. They're going to come to the restart zone. 34 is...
Robert chose the outside lane, and...
33 tried to time it, didn't time it. Did not time it well at all. That was almost bad. He was trying to get to that 34, his rear quarter panel, to slow him down as much as he can. Maybe got a little bit too close and had to back off there for a little second. He's going to be under fire from the 24 on the outside, but that 33, if he can wrap that bottom, that 24 is going to be nothing compared to him. But he stays tight on him, though.
34 is out of here.
That 34, already. He's watching this in his mirror and saying, man, I love this. I want y'all to go side by side. This is just great to watch. He loves seeing all these drivers go side by side through 1 and 2. It looks like that's like 5 rows deep. They're all side by side, just racing each other as hard as they can.
Ooh, now he gets a little bit loose. Entering turn 1. I've never seen that before.
And we'll have to see, but look at Tate. Tate, he's making his way up through that field. He did come down in pits, so he's got a little bit of a fresher tires. He's got to be maybe a little bit patient with these people who don't have him, as he's going to go to the inside of the 88 of Nick Owens, then try to go after his teammate and Dalton McKinney. McKinney, he did not pit, so Tate is the first car up here with fresher tires, as Kenny, he is following him through the field, trying to get with him, kind of ducks up right in front of the 88, trying to get as much draft.
Tate 3 wide.
Oh, Tate maybe a little aggressive.
Squeezed down.
Able to save it though. That's gonna let Kenny go to the outside of him. Kenny has a huge run down the straightaway. Absolute rocket off of that. He got a really good exit off 1 and 2.
And Tate keeps falling back.
Well, we've got 3 wide up here though. Thank Trey, almost up into the 24, trying to slide up. 46 slows down just a little bit. Kenny's got to watch for that 52 inside. 52's on the apron. Kenny's got to be patient with him because he's got fresher tires, but he wants to get up front as fast as he can. He may not want to be as aggressive. Slides up almost into the 33. 33 into the wall though. Oh, can he save it? Keeps it straight. That may hurt that 33 just a little bit, but optional can fix that. But that was a little bit of an aggressive move by Kenny. Kind of he forced him up in the middle of the turn, and you know when you get forced up in the middle of the turn out of the lane, you can't really save it. You can't turn like you want to the whole rest of the turn. It kind of messes up that whole lap. But Kenny, he's gonna set his sights on Wheeler now. Wheeler hasn't pitted.
33 went almost down onto the 46.
Yeah, he might be suffering. Oh, 52 gets loose. 52. 9, they're wrecking back here.
They're behind him.
Something's happened. The 52, the 36. DJ shoots down to the bottom. Not sure what happened there. The 9 and the 36 have damage. It looks like can be fixed, though. Not sure what happened. So we'll look at the chase.
52 gets off the corner. He just hits the wall right after the South Point sign. Or right before the South Point sign, and just went right around. And I think same thing happened to the 14 of Christian Rose.
Bruce.
He bounced off the wall and went right into the 9, and the 9 went right into the... I'm trying to see what number that is.
52, you can hear him keeping that throttle down, trying to keep it off the wall. He's able to keep it off the wall, so not bad damage for him. And we'll have to see what happened with the 9 of Christopher Lawrence and the 36 of
it was
Kyle
36?
Cease. Yeah, 36, I believe. It was him and the 9 that got into it somehow. Not sure if it was something that happened in front of him. Actually, no, I see what you mean. Roos is up.
It was with the 14.
So, yeah, Roos is up in that high lane, comes off the wall, hits the 9, and the 9 just goes right down into Lawrence. Ooh, that's hard impact for both those cars, actually.
Yeah, I think that probably took them both out of the race.
Yeah, it probably did, because that was really hard impact. I didn't think it was that bad looking at it, but Kyle, he's probably going to fix as much damage as he can. Try to get it all as we got just cars pouring down pits.
And you know who that's really good on? That is good on Christopher Tate, who stayed, I believe he stayed out. Trying to find where he is. Yeah, he stayed out, but he is the last car on track, I believe, that did not pit.
Looks like, so the cars that pitted, Kenny's in the lead. Actually, he got passed by a lot of cars that pitted same lap as him. He got passed by the 62 of Chris Reese, 99 of Wally Babbs, 69 of Rylan Fonchinato, 21 of Vickery, and Kenny's up there. Kind of the odd man out is at 46 with Dalton McKinney. He hasn't pit yet, but he's been able to stay up front somehow. He's second right now. Oh my God.
What's up?
Holy crap. Now, I will thank you all who are watching this. You know, I've just looked over at the YouTube stream. It's only 24 laps in. We are already at 110 views and 22 viewers right now.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh my, that is insane.
You know what? This is a perfect time for all 20 viewers that we have a sponsor. Well, Brian has a sponsor.
Brian?
Bryce. I'm sorry. Brian, Bryce, both same name.
Yeah, man. I mean, I did pick up W as a sponsor. I'm kind of looking, you know, maybe picking up 2 other ones. That'll kind of be a little bit of a work in progress. It may happen soon, may not happen. I gotta talk to. I know one will probably be more on board than the other one, but I'm gonna talk to them soon and see if they'd want to be picked up. But we do have W as a sponsor. They're a energy drink mix. If you use code 10GHOST at checkout, you get 10% off. So that would help me a lot. And if y'all are watching, if you don't mind sharing it, subscribing, liking it, you know, just getting it out there, because we've grown a lot. This is a channel that's maybe only like a month old, or actually probably a little bit over a month old, if that. And we are already up to 76 subscribers. And I mean, that is really all T-Vol. I mean, I can't make anybody subscribe. Y'all just.
You said 76?
Yeah,
make that 77.
Oh my gosh, 77. I mean, but we go back to that. I mean, it's just growth from you all. I can't make you all subscribe, and I mean, I'm getting positive feedback from the leagues that I'm doing, because I'm literally booked for the whole week, and I'm trying to find, you know, other people that would want to branch out and do it themselves. But I mean, I'm a one-man crew most of the time. Andrew, he joins me on Wednesday night, so he's definitely a lot of help for these streams, though.
Hell yeah. And if you want to catch more of me, I'm on Ghost Racing Network's Friday and Saturday night leagues on HSR Money Leagues. So
yeah, that is Ram. You can continue.
Sorry. See, we'll interrupt each other. So if you want to catch us out, we are on. You can check us out on the Discord channel. I'll probably put it in the description or the link in the chat soon. And I know Taryn's watching. What's up, Taryn? League owner. Happy to be working with you.
Yeah, man, but they're going to be coming to green this time. McKinney, who's stayed out, he's on 26 lap old tires, so he's kind of he's the odd man out. He's going to have the 99 of Wally Babb behind him. Vickery, he's going to take the bottom. He's going to have the 69 of Rylan Fonchinato behind him. So it's going to be interesting if McKinney, if he can fire off, because he's got older tires, so he may spin his tires here just a little bit, but it's going to be interesting to see what McKinney can do. If he can stay in front, that's going to kind of show maybe tires don't matter as much as other drivers think. It's going to kind of be based off him. But he's going to have control. He's going to get a really good jump. That's going to get him out front of that 21. He got a huge jump there, but they're going to just eat him up very, very slowly. He's actually
I do want to say, some of the drivers that stayed out did pit last second.
And that may be just a little bit of a strategy to kind of just maybe extend just like 1 or 2 laps. Is that 6 of... Oh, you saw somebody looking. I think that was the 6 of Wheeler. He was looking to the inside of that 62 of Chris Reese and thought better of it. But See, that the car that has last pitted that topped off, actually, it's the 16 of Tom Bourne. So he has maybe just a little bit more fuel than these other drivers. So he's going to be able to extend it just a little bit more. And he'll have like 1 or 2 lap better tires. That could be a big difference early on. But, you know, Kent McKinney, as I was talking about that, he's already been passed for the lead. He's going to get used up here now. He's going to go dropping like a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence is going to blow by him.
You're only out front for maybe 1 or 2 laps. Anything else, you're going to go to the back.
As you can see him, he's just getting blown by now. He just can't keep up with them, and that's all down to tires. That's not his driving style or anything like that. Looked like we had the 7 loose there for half a second before the camera cut away. But Whitehead, even with his damage, looks like he's able to stay with them. As Robert Lawrence, he's going to look to the inside of Jeffrey Vickery, try to get there, wraps that bottom line. You can see him all on that white line. As McKinney, you saw him there for half a second. He is just dropping super fast now. But Chris Wheeler gets a really good run off 3 and 4. That's going to get him up to the bumper of Jeffrey Vickery. Try to get inside. Try to get to that bottom lane and hold it as long as he can. That's going to let the 96 get in there. 21 probably letting these cars go, thinking maybe I don't want to fight him that early on. But Wheeler seems to be on a mission right now. He's already taken a spot. He's trying to get another one. Trying to get to the bumper of that 34. He's got to kind of hope maybe DJ will work with him. See the 99 of Bab trying to pass the 62 of Chris Reese going on the apron. You can go on the apron on this track, but kind of got to watch maybe just a little bit when you merge up, because that car can get a little bit loose as it goes on, kind of with just that small elevation change. Oh, that 33 got loose there for half a second. Saw his back end kick out. They're all kind of lined up here. I'm surprised that 33 with that damage, he's able to get up here. And that 7, he has damage also. But they're both able to somehow stay in contention with these drivers. It's kind of surprising by me, or by me, yeah. Andrew, what are you seeing so far from these drivers up here?
What I've been seeing is I've been seeing a lot of close racing, but now the top 3 have pulled away quite a bit from some of the pack racing.
Yeah, those drivers came down on lap 23. The drivers behind them came down on lap 14, so you can see the difference in tires already starting to show.
Oh, yeah. But it's definitely also some of the field strategy and different pit strategies that these guys have, because they have to prepare if this goes green to the end or goes green for quite a while to pit stops.
No, man.
So that's going to be something to really look out for.
Yeah, I mean, even I'm the person that when I get in these like open races with the next gens, I'm always, even as the race starts, I'm saving as much fuel as I can, because I want those extra, lap and a half better tires than that guy in front of me. And they always seem to work out. As I'm surprised. Some of these drivers have pretty heavy damage, but they're able to stay up here. So you see Woods, he's got a beat in front end, but he's able to keep pace with these drivers up here, which I'm kind of honestly very surprised about. Even, tires can only make up so much to a certain point. We'll look back here. Dalton McKinney, he has just dropped off of a cliff. As Roos, I think Roos is taking it a little bit easier. I think these drivers back here have kind of deciding, I don't want to be up there this early on. Kind of want to ride in the back and maybe be there at the end, but I don't. Oh, 10 because actually clips the grasser for a little bit. They don't want to be up there early on, which I don't blame you. If you can ride back here and get your own little pack, you can kind of go. You can kind of keep with them.
Exactly what the top 3 are doing. They're in their own little pack and have pulled away from the second pack by about a good 2 seconds, as Christopher Reese and Noah Owens are trying to reel in the first pack.
Yeah, that's just gonna be hard for them. Look at, so you've got the 10, 24, 46 all back here just trying to keep pace. The 10, he pitted with most of his cars back here. The 16, he has the fresher tires, and it's maybe showing just a little bit. He's able to get in there just a little bit better, but I'm surprised. I'm blown away. I don't know how.
I just want to say that our 2 picks of the race are right next to each other in the back of the pack. The last cars on the lead lap, Kyle Gardner and Christopher Tate, they did top off on the final caution that we had. So I believe they're trying to play tire strategy and fuel strategy.
Yeah, and you know
to come into factor.
they are teammates too, so that can play into it. They probably have like, you know, I'll just shove you, you shove me. I'm not really gonna do much here, but they can be riding back here just a little bit. I don't know if they're saving as much fuel as some drivers up here, but they seem to have gotten spaced out a little bit. Is that 16? He's kind of chopping his way through the field. You caught a quick glimpse of him right there. He's chopping his way ever so slowly. It looks like he's kind of bringing Kristen Roos with him also. I'll give a little bit of a shout out to Roos. Roos is expecting a child here. I'm not sure when, but you know, he's expecting one this year, and you won't be able to see him race anymore, so he's probably trying to get in all the time that he can, but he's going to get past the 31. 22 is getting he's shoving that 16 down that straightaway, trying to get him going. Roos gets a little bit loose there, surprisingly, sorry.
Yeah, Roos the loose.
He's trying to run that top lane. If you
even Robert got
oh, the 17 is on the bumper. The 22 almost turns him. Had to be really careful right there. Because I'm trying to look at... Okay, that's not what I thought it was in the 22. But that 16, he's picking his way through the field now. He's starting to make his way up through it ever so slightly. It's going to take him a while to do it, but... See, this 3-car pack, the 88, though, they've got to kind of watch him. That 88, if he can get a little sniff of that draft, he can get up to him. And he's pitted on lap 23, so he's matched on tires with them. So it can be a little bit interesting with him, but they're really fighting back here. The 16 continues to go back up through the field. He's really working that Highland. Maybe burn off his tires just a little bit, but I think he's running. The line that he's running is the line that I do like to run at most tracks. You enter a little bit high, get off the gas, and wait. You just got to wait for that car to turn, and it'll want to turn down to that white line. It looks, yeah, I'll show y'all what I mean. But watch him enter 3 and 4 from his cockpit.
They're wrecking in the back.
You got a wreck. As soon as I go to look at that, let's see what happened. Because Kenny is involved. Have to see. Oh, something's happening up here. The 69 already sideways, so.
They were 3 wide. Oh, 22 kind of it got the 71 to the wall, and the 69, I believe, hit the wall as well. Came off the wall into the 22, and then right into the 10, which was a poor victim in that.
Yeah.
But the 17, I believe, slammed on the brakes, and I believe he got no damage out of that.
Oh, Kenny, yeah, he's a bystander. 17, he's looking death in the face. I think he's just able to slow down in time. 10 backs in hard. 69's trying to keep his foot in it to keep it off the wall. He's going to back in also. Not damage his front end as much as I thought it would, but 17 just narrowly escapes death right there, it seems.
Oh my god, go into James Silver's in-car for that wreck.
I will.
Woo,
then.
mama!
Let me find the caution where it was at. They will stop changing. All these driver changes are messing with me. I'll go to click one. It's like, oh, that's not the right driver. There it is. So I'll go cockpit with him.
And it's on lap 41.
Yeah.
Nope, you went up to the 24.
Oh my gosh. On the brakes hard. Trying to not get in that.
That is what we call, in iRacing, a code brown.
Oh yeah, he was getting a face full of that.
Woo!
We will bring in Robert Lawrence here real quick. Let me pull him in. Hey Robert, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you're up front right now. I mean, how do you think the race is going for you, so far? It's only 43 laps in, but I mean, how do you feel about like how you've done so far, man?
I feel like I've done pretty much exactly what I need to do. Try to take care of these tires. It seems like we're burning up a little bit of the right front just because of how tight this thing is, but trying to maintain tires and holding track position pretty decent. I'm not having to fight too much for it. Just really trying to feel out how this thing is going to go. It seems like it's real racy in the back. Now that I mean, having a wreck every now and then, but that's not a bad thing. And from what I can see, it's they're putting on a good show back there, and I'm just working on my trying to do my job and finish this thing out.
Yeah, man. Well, how do you feel about your chances of taking it home tonight? Because we're not at Daytona and Las Vegas. I mean, there are certain drivers that kind of seem to show up, and it looks like you know how to drive this track. Man, how do you feel about your chances of taking it home tonight, though?
I like my chances, but I mean, we still got some pretty fast guys in here. I'm not gonna say I'm the number one. I'm just gonna do what I have to, try to do what I can, and try to see if I can close this out. But like I said, there's some still fast guys here. I'm not gonna rule them out.
Now, do you have any strategy going forward? Knowing it's just been caution after like 10, 15 laps?
Yeah, so far I'm just trying to keep a set of tires in the back pocket because just kind of seeing what lap times are doing. We're dropping pretty quick, and if we somehow get a caution with, I don't know, 15, 20 to go, and having that extra set of tires in your back pocket, that's gonna really pay dividends. Because if you run the outside here, you're really gonna burn up them tires. You wouldn't think so, but it really starts chewing them up, because you're trying to stay on that throttle longer and harder. So with having that extra set, I can go to the outside where everyone else can't and just buzz right past them. So hopefully I can keep that strategy in my back pocket and play it if we have to. If not, I'm going to try to maintain my tires and keep this lead.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope to see you in victory lane. I'll put you back with your team now, as you're going to go green this time by.
Yep. All right. I appreciate it.
Hopefully that is his team right there. Well, yes, that is his team. As I will need to, Andrew, if you can keep an eye on the infield care center, because there were some people waiting in there, but I did not notice that. If you can just keep an eye on that, and if anybody else wrecks out, if they do hop in there, because I'm sorry, Ryan, if you are seeing this, I did miss that. I can't see all of it.
We have Lucas and we have Geoff Jeff.
That is
51, it looks like.
51.
But I could be wrong. Let me find his name. I don't see his name in here on wrecked cars, but
I think most drivers they're here, but not doing much. But the 34, he takes the inside. He's going to have the 6 behind him. DJ's going to have the 88 of Noah Owens. The restart is on the 34, so if he can get a good jump, he can get out and away. So he said that he wants to do some strategies. He gets a really good jump, though. DJ maybe caught sleeping just a little bit, but 34 gets a massive jump on the field. That's going to get him out and away. I'm going to let the camera choose where we go now. So we see Roos. He got in the wall, but he seems fine. At 17, he doesn't have a bumper cover, but he's able to keep pace with these cars, which is kind of surprising for me.
Don't forget,
no.
It's not about the rear draft. It's always about the front draft.
Oh,
if
yeah.
Your hood and your quarter handles are fine, you're ready to race.
Yeah, but this is going to get a little bit interesting here, though, because they didn't pit. But the first car that is pitted is that 17 of James Silvers. He has heavy damage, but will those tires kind of even out and show him there as CCI? Looks like Dalton McKinney and Christopher Tate both came in, so maybe these drivers can work a little bit of a deal out to say, we've got fresher tires. I don't want to patch it. They're actually going to 3 wide, 52 down to the 46. Able to keep it straight, though. I think the 46 may have got hit on the door, so that might not affect him at all. He might have gotten away. I'll do a rear chase just so we can see the front end of his car. Looks like he's got damage around his tire. Maybe optional can fix that. That needs to be pulled out, as it seems to be behind it, though, so he may be fine until he can get back down pit road, but almost catastrophe there. They're going to go almost 4 wide. The 24 was putting the 60 down there. They still are 3 wide. Oh, my gosh.
24 car with the mad run.
Oh, he gets another good run. Gets up to the bumper, the 16, looking on his quarter panel, trying to get him loose. As Tate blowing by on that outside. I think he realizes that he needs to do what Tate is doing, because he has better tires than all the cars around him. Yes, he does. He can probably realize, I can just pass up top. I don't need to be dealing with this. Yet Tate is ripping that line.
And passing up top does save tires.
Oh,
a little bit.
yeah, here comes Tate. 6 gets really loose, but Tate, he's a rocket ship right now with those fresh tires. He's going to be coming for the lead, trying to get up as high as he can on that track. He's going to get a really good runoff here. This is going to put Tate out front most likely. Yep, he's going to get past the 34. He's probably going to get the 6 from the exit of this corner. Oh, 6's a little bit loose. Trying to come back up on the track. See if Tate can get clear. Tate wobbles, has to catch it. Looks like this is 76 coming back on track, but Tate, he can set sail now. Won't have to worry about any drivers behind him. The only driver that maybe could mount something is that 24, but that 24 has got to get through this pack as they're just racing back here now.
And
every driver's...
Look at Tate. He is just in the lead, and he says goodbye to the whole field.
I know he's loving seeing what these drivers are doing in his rearview mirror because he can see them just both side by side. They're just, oh, DJ, it's a little bit looser, maybe cuts down in front of the 6 of Wheeler. That's going to give the 33, Trey Whitehead, a good run. DJ comes back up, kind of cuts it off again. Look at Woods. Woods with that damage. Still up there. Oh, the 33 almost gets, he gets into the 96, gets the 96 loose. Trying to side draft as hard as he can. That's going to put the 33 up the track. Maybe overshot that turn. That's going to allow that 24 to go right by him. He has fresher tires, so he can set sail now, but he's got to hope that maybe these cars behind him can just give him a little bit of a push that he needs to get up there, as that 33's got a mirror full of that 96. 96 might not be happy with Trey. We'll go back up here to Tate.
There was a wreck.
Oh, as you say that, there's actually a real wreck. The 6 and the 33 save it. Oh my gosh. Locking it down. We'll have to go back and see what that almost wreck was. I don't want to do it right. Actually, I'll wait to do it. That was almost a wreck. They were able to lock it down.
Ooh. Ooh. That is lit. I'm just watching the replay on the live stream. Oh my god.
Oh, almost correct. That just drivers locking him down, just hoping just to not hit anybody.
That does leave the 54 and the 24 free. The two guys with the freshest tires and the cleanest cars, 1-2.
So we'll see the 6 and 96. They're kind of battling back here. 17, no front bumper. Still trying to, or he's making his way up through the pack. I'm kind of honestly really surprised by him being able to do what he's doing. 60's going to come under fire from the 00 of Vernon Reese. He's going to look to the inside of him.
Now, I do want to say that other wreck I was talking about, just as the other wreck was happening, was back on 49. The 7, I guess, was the 60 came down on the 7 a little bit, hits the wall a little bit. 46 checks up, gets loose, and goes right across the 17's nose and slides through the infield. And that spread out the whole rear end of the pack.
We'll go back up to Tate. Tate, he's pulled almost a 2.5 second lead on Dylan Hervatin. He's just ran away with it. He's been able to just kind of do whatever he wants to do at this point. He doesn't have to really worry about anybody behind him. He's going to have close to the most fuel of these drivers, but doing this is going to maybe burn him up just, or he's not going to be, well, I don't know. I don't think running alone is going to be burning up much fuel. As these drivers behind him, they're not going to be able to compete with his fuel at all. So they're going to have to come and maybe try to catch Tate off cycle, maybe get him on tires, jump ahead of him, but they're gonna have to get it absolutely perfect if they do that.
I want to say I am checking the replay and the radio, and there is some tension between the 33 and the 96.
Yeah, and I will say, when I raced last season with this league, people weren't too happy with some of the stuff that DJ Daniel would do. They were very vocal about it in the Discord. They weren't happy with the way he would drive, the blocks he would throw. And I think that may have carried over. They know that, DJ, somebody who, he does some things that will tick off a lot of drivers. And it's not like it's a one-time thing. He does it multiple times throughout the season. I'm not taking a bash at him, but that's just kind of something that DJ was known for in Ghost League. But I don't know if you can really blame anybody on that. I'll have to really see, when I go back and watch this video in full, if that was really DJ. But I'm not surprised that, there's some tension between him and some other drivers. He's kind of like, Ross Chastain this season. People don't really like the way that he's driving, but he's able to get up there and be fast. It's kind of what DJ is right now.
But don't forget, you bump too many heads, you're definitely going to get more people back. If you ever remember the old NASCAR 2004 Thunder, Woo! Those are rivals you don't want to mess with.
Oh yeah, drivers can get really unhappy, but Tate, he is just absolutely just run away with this at this point. At 75, he has his damage fixed. He's actually running, well, he had a hood. Oh, into the wall, trying to get all that he can, get an arch in that corner, is able to save it though. You can see on the side of his car, he has that little W sponsor as he is running the sponsor that we have on this car. I actually probably need to get a car made just for Ghost Racing.
I see when this all started between the 3396, I believe. On lap 51, the 33 kind of went side by side, trying to side draft off the 96 and hit the 96 in the left rear quarter panel and got him loose and sideways into turn 3. And the 96 didn't appreciate that. And by next lap, when they entered turn 1, he was all over the 33's bumper.
Yeah, it's just drivers kind of tempers getting to him early, but Tate, I want to see though. Tate is pretty far out, but can that 24 kind of slowly gain on him? We'll have to see. I can probably Tate. I mean, Tate probably does know. Maybe I've gone out here a little bit. I see, he's setting out some pretty fast laps. As his last one, actually, he was beat by multiple cars on that last lap. So he's getting ran down as he ran just a little bit faster than that 24 that time by. But we'll go on board with Christopher Tate for a lap around with him.
He's just running basically hot laps. He does have some of the oldest tires in the field, and that will slowly bite him a little bit.
See,
but it will definitely open up some pit strategies. Do you want to pit early and try to get back out there with fresher tires while these guys have older tires, or do you stay on strategy?
I'd stay out. I stay out as long as I can on this tank of fuel, really, and then run it to where your spotter says you've got one tank or you've got one lap left, and then come in. But that's just how I tend to drive these cars. As I run them dry. I've had it a couple of times in the Gen 6 where I've literally came across the line sputtering because I've stretched it as long as I can. But we're gonna look back here in this little battle. It has DJ, the 88 of Noah Owens, the 7 of Justin Ray, the 99 of Wally Babb are all back here. The 62 of Chris Reese lurking, and the 00 of Vernon Reese kind of lurking back here. This is really where the action is right now. Oh, 7 comes down almost into the 88 just for a second. Thought that was going to be bad there. Maybe trying to get to his quarter panel and drag him back just a hair. Drivers seem to be able to get a long green flag run now as that 99 is looking into the inside of that 88. He's going to get there, break even with him. Actually, no, break. I thought he was going to break even. Gets kind of beat there. That 34 is going to be put 3 wide almost, I think. Between.
You want to look at this 33 and the 96. They got together 15 laps ago, and right now they're 1 and 2 of each other.
We'll see.
So we're going to see if the 33 and the 96 try anything fishy with each other.
Yeah, we'll see if Trey or DJ don't want to race each other nicely, because that'll be something that we'll have to find out. But DJ, he got a really good run off 3 and 4. Might kind of side draft that.
Side by side.
Looks like Trey stays out of the way.
Oh, 33 comes down. He's coming down.
Trying to get that run off the top. That's going to hurt DJ, though. It's going to give the 7 a monstrous run. DJ might go back in the pack as he's kind of thrown in there, get a little bit sideways, trying to get in there pretty hard. That 99.
He was also side drafting the 7. Ooh, we're going to see.
See what DJ does. DJ.
This is too much fun.
Oh, here he goes. DJ and Trey Whitehead. DJ.
Oh, he gets close to him.
Maybe trying to cut that air from the 33 of Whitehead. Whitehead trying to get back to the bumper. He's on the bumper of him. What's he going to do with a 3?
Oh, he gives him a bump.
The 33 getting. Oh, he turns DJ. He turns DJ Daniel.
And he's
Oh
coming back up the
my.
track. Oh, watch out.
Oh no, that is not gonna be good. He just turned DJ Daniel.
Wow. And the 6 just said on the radio got what he deserved.
To
And the
DJ
33, the 6 said that on radio.
Was he saying that to the 96? Oh my gosh.
Yep, to the 96.
Whitehead actually, I'm not
Just
sure.
deserved.
Oh.
Or actually to the 33 for the cause of caution. He definitely turned him on purpose.
Oh, actually, I'm not so sure if it was a turn on purpose. I think he straightens it out and then he's trying to side draft DJ and then gets into him. That's going to send DJ. We'll have to see. Was DJ able to keep it off the wall? Has him locked up. I think he was. So he's just going to burn a set of tires.
Yeah. That was the 6 of Wheeler did say he got what he deserved to the 96. So the 6 not happy with the 96 as well.
But it looks like DJ, he'll be able to continue though. Just slides down to the bottom of the track. Comes up maybe just a little bit trying to keep him locked up. That's going to put 80 laps. So it's probably 2 more pit stops here. Oh, Tate was out to a good lead, but this is going to put everybody on the exact same pit cycle here. So I'm again, if I can find race control, see if he is in the chat this time.
Yep. Mike Teller,
out.
The race control just told DJ to calm down because DJ was rushing back up the field.
Yeah, oh gosh, that is just drama from drivers. I mean, we had drivers fire shots during the duels, the second duel. Already seeing tempers flare here in Las Vegas. You know, whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Vegas. As Tate, I think he might get beat by that 24 because he got into his pit stall a little bit slow. The 99, he stays out. That may be a bad choice for that 99 because he's going to have like 4-lap older tires. Gardner's out and a ways. I'm not sure if he took 4 tires or not. I think he did. That's going to put Gardner second, the man that I picked to win the race. He's found his way up through the field. I think Wally, I'm not sure why Wally stayed out. Andrew, if you can check, can you check to see if that 49 changed 4 tires and just had a really fast pit stop?
Oh yeah, I'll check that.
It's like Tate, he fell back a lot in the field. He's actually still in pit road.
Number?
49 of Kyle Gardner.
Okay, let me find him. Okay, I'm gonna watch this pit stop.
Looks like the 54 and the 46 are kind of all waiting on pit road.
He took fuel.
He took only, that's kind of surprising from Gardner. Takes only fuel. So maybe just trying to save a set of tires, but I mean, he's got nearly 30 lap old tires.
I did find out that these guys do run 75% fuel.
Oh, so that does change a lot for this race. They can go a little bit longer on it. We'll bring in the 24 of Dylan Hervatin. Hey, Dylan, this is Bryson Booth. You got a copy, man?
I got you. What's going on?
Man, so you've been running up front, it seems like the whole night. I mean, how does your car feel right now, though?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain because I actually am on a different strategy than everybody else. I mean, now pretty much everybody's on the same strategy. I'm technically in the lead right now with these 2 cars in front of me, but the car feels, I would say, pretty good. I'm a little tight. Wish it was a little looser. Who is it? The 54 was just driving away, Christopher there. He was just driving away from me. And I started to reel him back in before the caution came out. Started gaining a couple tenths every lap or so. And then, you know, of course, that bit us. But overall, the 24 Exalta Chevrolet feels pretty good. And hopefully I can get their lead on this restart and just lead a couple of laps.
Yeah, man. Well, you're running a beautiful paint scheme. And you got the man that I grew up watching. So I hope to see you in victory lane. But good luck, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully we get there too. I'd like to do some donuts out here on the front stretch in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
You better in that beautiful paint scheme. I better see that once this year.
Yeah, you'll see it once this year. I promise you that. I'll get them somewhere.
All right,
we
man.
We can't run this good and not end up in victory lane, right?
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go now. Back to DJ.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Now, I do want to say, because I was listening to the radio between the guys, and some people, 33 did say on the radio that it wasn't intentional, but race control says it looked like intentional, so there might be some further penalty after the end of the race.
You know,
But they said they will review it.
I mean, you know, I do think that, and this is just my opinion, it did look like the 33. He came up into the 96, but the last second, he stopped going up, and I think he was just trying to get to his quarter panel because he may have gotten loose off that turn. So I don't think he actually meant to turn DJ. If people go back and watch that, I don't think he meant to.
The in-car, it just looked like he was trying to side draft, but of course, with, you know, the recent drama a couple laps earlier, and the drama throughout the race, it can go either way.
Oh, yeah, but Bab, he's going to lead him to green. He's going to have the 24, Dylan Hervatin, behind him. Gartner, who took only fuel, he's going to have the 21 of Vickery behind him, as these two drivers are kind of the odd ones out, not taking tires, or not taking tires. The 99, he's going to have to hope he gets a good jump. He gets a decent one. That 24, though, he's the first car up here with fresh tires. He's going to probably run down that 99 pretty fast, as Gartner did pit, but he took fuel only, so he's not going to be able to mount anything to them. We'll go back in the pack just a little bit. So at 6'9", he's got some heavy front end damage, but he's still trucking along. Gartner able to keep pace just a little bit, but with these tires, it's not going to last very long on his end. He's going to get eaten up very, very soon. It's kind of a waiting game with the tires here at Las Vegas. As a 52, looking on that 21, thought about it for a little bit, tries to come down side draft to 88. Got to be careful.
6 cars spins.
Have to see
the 6
some.
and the 00 spun.
Ooh, uh-oh, that's not a good thing. I'll go back and rewind real quick. Oh, this is not good.
Oh, the 96. TJ is not making any friends out here today.
No, DJ sees the gap, tries to take it, gets into the back of Reese, goes down pit road, punted by the 6, hit by the 0 again, goes sideways.
7 got it.
Yep, that's another thing that drivers are. This seems to be piling on for DJ. Drivers are not going to be happy with him after the race. I expect, some words to be said in the Discord after this happens, especially. They're not going to be happy, as DJ, he locked him down. He's not able to get tires, so he's going to go a lap down. Reese, he's going to go, not Reese, excuse me, that is the 6 of Wheeler. He's going to get passed also. So drivers, he probably burned up his tires, lock him down like that. But the 24, he's not going to be able to run away with the lead like he thought he would, because these drivers are all on the same pit strategy now. So it's going to get a little bit interesting to see if he can hold it. I think the 16 just appeared right there out of nowhere. Go back to the 69. Their drivers are kind of back here more. That's Gartner. Gartner, you see him in the Red Bull car. He's falling back through the field and just taking fuel only. It's just not going to end up good for him. I don't think you can make it on fuel here, well, you might be able to make it on fuel. I'm not sure how long they can go on a tank. That 21 sends it 3 wide. Going to put the 71 in the 99. 99 on the top. 71 in the middle. Able to make it past him. Kind of surprised he did that. They all pitted on the same lap, but that 21. Oh, we got somebody turned. 88 turned down into the 31. 31 able to save it. 88 locks it up into the 6. That might be a caution. It's going to stay green, actually.
Just got through.
I think was that the 30. I believe that was a 31. I'm correct. Yeah, I think the 31 was able to save it. Kind of locks it down. That's going to give him heavy rear end damage. No caution, though. They're going to stay green. Drivers, I think they're just trying to push just a little too much off that corner, and they're just tapping that wall just a little bit. I think the 24 didn't get a good exit on that one, because that 16 has caught the sniff of the draft from the 24 of Dylan Hervatin. He's going to be able to ride behind him. This is going to stretch the 16's fuel just a little bit longer than that 24 is, because that 24, he's going to be pulling him along the whole track. I think he realizes that, and he tries to cut that air off. He's going to go back up in front of the 16. That 16 got a good run.
I do want to say, I'm looking back at that wreck on the backstretch. The 31 has the save of the race.
Seems like we've had multiple of those.
Sidewayed and was able to continue. That was incredible.
Seems like we have multiple of these. Oh my lord.
You see it?
No, I'm not. How? Oh my gosh. As I've just looked over, thank y'all again. We are at 222 views in this race so far. So thank you all for that. I did not expect that. This is the biggest race we've done, and it's not even over yet. But the 16 has caught the draft, and that's bringing that 52 along with him also. He can catch just that little sniff, and I think that 21 of Jeffrey Vickery, he may be able to catch the draft of the 52, and it's kind of pulling him along, because I think he's less, yeah, he's got it just a little bit. Looking over here at STK, I saw him gain a little bit on that straightaway, so he's got the draft of him. We'll go back, we'll look at Tate and McKinney. They both stayed in pit road longer than every other driver, so they may have been trying to get just a little bit more fuel. They may have saw their fuel gauge went under one of those cautions. I thought, you know, if I stay in pit road now, I can get enough fuel to go the whole race. And they are teammates, so they're going to work with each other for as long as they can. 62 of Reese back here. These are kind of stragglers right now. DJ's back here. Wheeler, who has rear end damage, heavy damage for him. We've got that to car out of the race. But that 24 is not able to pull away from that 16. And that 16, he's probably know, he'd be like, I kind of want to do this right now. I just want to kind of ride behind you. So he's going to try to get a run out of 3 and 4, running that high line as long as he can.
So, I'm trying to calculate the field with 75%, and it looks like these guys could probably go around, I would say maybe a bare minimum of 44 laps to probably a maximum of 48 to 49 laps.
So, do you know what gallons they're burning off each lap? Because I don't even know that. The 24 squeezes, the 16 cuts them off.
Ooh.
Almost catastrophe there. The 24 really cutting the nose of that 16. Surprised he wasn't turned off the bumper, but that's kind of drawing this 52 and that 21. That 21 definitely has the draft of the 52 now. He's drawn him even closer to him. 52's not been able to get away. There's some drivers that just can't seem to run away from each other. Look at the 31. That 31 got it.
So the amount of fuel that they would have, if I did my math correctly, would be 13.95 on fuel. So, if that is correct, that would definitely bring them around 45 laps per average tank. So they would still have to make one pit stop, but they're on the verge. I believe they can only do one more pit stop and they can make it to the end barely.
Yeah, I can see probably some drivers. I mean, if that does hold true, they're going to run it to where they have a lap left, and they're going to say you have to come in this time, and drivers are going to come down pit road, fill it up as much as they can, and then just pray another caution doesn't happen. I think the 24 clipped the grass right there just a little bit. But we're watching the 16 and that 24. They're on each other's bumper the whole time. That 16 just lurking behind the 24, not having to do much.
But I do want to say, I think this race could go green to the end, because the field is fairly spread out.
Yeah, it's just if drivers trying to get more than they need to as the run goes on, because those tires are going to lose grip. You're going to have to start lifting just a little bit more, and even that can extend the fuel just 1 or 2 laps, because you're not going to be able to be going full speed in that corner. You're going to be having to lift for just half a second, or maybe run half throttle to get through it, because you're going to be burning them off just a little bit more. We'll look at the 49 is back here. He's right in front of his teammates in Tate and McKinney, so that bet hasn't paid off for them, but they may be riding back here and saving fuel also. They may have just decided to do that, but that 24, that really nice paint scheme, he's been out front. He doesn't have to worry about Tate, but Tom Bourne, he's given him a mirror full right now. Well, he was a little bit earlier on. I think he's kind of fallen back just a little bit, and maybe decided, I'll kind of let him burn up his stuff. You can go run away from me for a little bit, but I'm not going to really be up with you the whole entire time. I don't really want to be on your bumper. Look at the 34. He's getting passed by the 71. 31 can maybe get under him to get to his quarter panel. Can't get to it in time. He's going to tuck in behind the 34, try to get a run. 34 gets a huge shot off the corner. Gets the draft from the 71. 71 drafts, blocks just a little bit. 34 shoots bottom. 71 throws a little bit of a block. Robert Lawrence Gets to the bottom, trying to move up in front of the 71. He's just clear, gets up just in time. The 71 tried to do a crossover. He's not going to be able to because he's not going to have that draft. The 31 is going to look inside of the 71 now. If he can get to that quarter panel for just half a second, he can really just pull him back. But he just can't get to it. He needs to cut the corner as much as he can.
So, if I looked on the field, the leader should hit around, if they go all the way to the end of their field run, they should be able to pit around maybe 115, 116, all the way to 121. And to make fuel all the way, they would have to at least get to lap 106 to make it to the end on fuel.
It's not, and drivers, you know, they may say, or may see, you know, I'm on the edge of my fuel window. Maybe I just gotta kind of jump it. Let's just go and pit right now, get the tires, and hope that the tires that they put on can just hold off that driver behind him that's gonna be running them down. They may just try to do a little bit of a tire strategy and just jump out in front of him.
I think that's what Christopher Tate and your guy Kyle Gardner are probably having that kind of strategy. They're like, okay, next pit stop's coming up, let's take tires, and we have one more tire set left while everyone's already on their second tire set. So they could be at a disadvantage later in the run. But if it goes green all the way, I think it's too far, too little, too late. But we will see.
Yeah, you gotta time it just right. Now I remember running a race with them at Texas. I pitted, you know, I think it was actually Kyle Speece came in like 15 or I think 10 to 15 laps earlier than us, and he was just able to hold off Tate. And I pitted, you know, at the end of my fuel window, and I was just blowing through the field, but it just wasn't enough time. I think I went from like 15th to like 6th before the race ended because I just had such better tires. But you just got to time it just right, and you got to hope luck is on your side, that no caution happens. You know, normally they would have stages, but you know, that's not a thing anymore here at Ghost League. They don't want stages anymore. They just want to go green. So it's all based on you know, Rex is Wally Babb. He's going to be the first car in. That might force some hands of some other drivers. I'm going to see if he gets in clean. He has to do a clean pit stop. Can't be sliding through it. Gets in there nice and easy. Fill it full of fuel. Get 4 fresh tires on it, and he'll be off and away after this. Now we'll have to see, will that trigger anyone else to go down pit road? Because if that does, you're going to see a whole flood of cars coming soon.
Now, I do want to say the Dylan and Tom are about to lap down Vernon Rees, who got involved into that early accident that did not bring out a caution.
And I think the reason that, more I think about that, the reason for no caution coming out is because they were sent down through the grass off the racing surface. So I guess Mike Teller, he said, no, that's not worth a caution, which I would have not thrown a caution for that either. Cars being in the grass. We see the 31. He's finally gotten to the quarter panel of the 71, trying to get to him, trying to just break even with him. Tries to go up a little bit, chases him up the track, trying to cut that draft from the 71 that he has. Gets on the bottom, trying to wrap it. That 71's going to hang really tough on him, though. 31 slides up just a little bit.
Wally definitely took a long time down pit road. He may decided to fix some extra damage. He has any on the car, because he's about to be lapped for the second time by our leaders.
Yeah, he was 47 seconds of damage on pit road, so he definitely had some optional that he chose to fix, which, I don't know if I would have fixed that if I was him, but he got fresh tires. Yeah, I would have done it under caution if he would have got one, but he made the choice to fix it. So that's going to be something maybe comes back and bites him, but he's going to have the freshest tires right now. He's got 24 lap fresher tires in the whole field. He's probably got fuel to make it to the end also. He's just got to hope that drivers have some issues on pit road, because if they don't, then that's going to be really hard for him to get out in front of everybody else. That 24, he just has not been able to shake that 16 from his bumper the whole entire time he has been behind him. That 16 has just been kind of a thorn in his side, staying in his mirror, staying just in the draft enough, making that 24 pull him, and this can maybe play into the hands of the 16, extending his fuel just a little bit longer than that 24, because he's drafting him. That 24 is pulling that 16 along. It's not much, but it could extend it maybe just a lap or two, and a lap or two here at Vegas for tires can make a huge difference. You see the 21, he's kind of out in no man's land. He's past Reese. He's blown by the 52. So drivers have definitely spaced themselves out. We see the 71 and the 17 and 60 both got into wrecks earlier. Kind of surprised that Woods, with all that damage, he has a really beaten front end. He's able to stay up here. I'm kind of surprised by that, really, and by him. He's been able to keep pace with them. Now, Andrew, while they're green, is there a paint scheme that you like besides the 24 in here?
I do like the 16, as I said last week. The 16 does have that original 16 of Greg Biffle's look. That iconic 16 with the little dashes to the side. But if I would have to choose anyone else, let me look through the field. I would say that 10 car has a beautiful paint scheme on Robert F. Kenny. I don't know why. I'm getting definitely an Eric Almirola vibe with it.
Yeah, now I look at that, and that kind of looks like something that Eric Almirola would have ran with Stuart Haas this season. His last season with them. Actually, I believe I saw a little news thing thinking he thought maybe I should retire. Maybe I should, but I think if Eric does retire, they've got Ryan Preece that's waiting in the wings for his spot. So they'll definitely put Ryan Preece in his ride.
You want to hear a little something?
Sure.
From Joe Gibbs came out today. Well, not from Joe Gibbs, but from I believe the CEO of Joe Gibbs Racing. They said that they're having a really tough difficulty trying to re-sign and find sponsors for Kyle Busch. They're looking for that main sponsor for between, from what I heard, 14 to 26 races, looking to sponsor Kyle Busch. And they're having nobody stepping to the plate now. So Kyle Busch may be out of a ride.
Yeah, that'd be very surprising because Busch is someone
I would say Tony Stewart would not give up a second opportunity to get a championship winner. And I think he's going to fork over all his money to get Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to come over. Yes, it may be with a little downer team, but he can make that 10 car fast. And Tony Stewart let Kyle Larson go. He's not going to let Kyle Busch go if he becomes available.
No, actually, you said Tony Stewart let Kyle Larson go. It actually wasn't his choice. It was a choice from Ford. They wouldn't let Stewart sign Larson. He wanted to sign him. And, when I saw the day that Kyle Larson was signed into NASCAR with Hendrick Motorsports, I was like, oh, my gosh, because, I had liked Larson because Gordon liked him. I mean, I remember after a Chicagoland race, Gordon was telling Larson what he could have done differently, and Larson, he was liked by Gordon. So anybody that Gordon liked as a driver, I was happy to see him jump in there, especially in the 5. I would have wished he kind of shoved Byron out of the 24 and put him to the 5 because I would have loved to see that 24 get a championship.
True, but I believe Byron will win a championship definitely sometime. But I mean, the thing is that all of our favorite drivers that we've had, they're getting old, they're getting rusty. Like Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick might retire at the end of this year. He might continue racing for another 2-3 years.
As we've got the 69 of Rylan Fontenato, he comes down pit road, heavy rear end damage. So him coming down like this, I'm surprised drivers are staying out as long as they are. I can maybe see within the next 2 laps. That is when you see a
that
flood.
field window will open.
See if that 16, if he starts setting down hot laps with the tires that he has left, we'll have to start watching his time, because if he starts doing that, then that's saying that I'm going to start burning these off as much as I can, because I'm going down throwing these throwing these over the wall and I'm getting fresh ones. It's going to be, will he do that though? We'll have to just watch. If he stays on the bumper, that 24, if he's really starting to send it in there later on. He's kind of ran away. Vickery's kind of in the middle of nowhere at this point. You see the 31 and the 10, 17, no bumper cover. He's been able to make his way up here. He's up to 6th.
I think he's definitely been our hardest fighter this race.
You know, I will give a little bit of a shout out to Woods. You know, Woods has just a mangled front end, and he's somehow running 9th. As yep, there comes Tate. I knew drivers would have to come in within the next lap or two. Tate's down pit road. Probably won't have to take as much fuel as these drivers. Probably just told him to fuel me to the end. So he'll get fuel, 4 tires, and he will be off and away. He has to be careful not to speed. And this is when I think it's the second driver within a lap. So this might open up the floodgates now as he's off and away. He goes a lap down, but you know, drivers are going to come and pit. So he'll get his lap back eventually. And it just kind of we'll have to see where he cycles out. The leaders now go by him. He'll be able to get his lap back pretty fast. Merges. Has to be careful about merging. I've forgotten so many black flags for a false merge, and it's made me so mad. So many races.
Oh yeah. I mean, the 24 Dylan is pulling away slowly from Tom.
No, there goes Tom. Tom down pit road.
Down pit road.
So will that trigger the 24's hand? 24, he might want to come down this time by because he just needs to do it because that time difference is going to be eaten up. That 24's got to run his hot lap now. As the 10 of Robert Kinney, he's down pit road also. Will we see the 24 come in here? See if he stays low on the exit. I think he might be coming in this time by. Yep, he is.
No, he's staying out.
He's staying out one more lap. We see Kinney. McKinney, he comes down pit road, so he waits 2 laps after Tate comes down pit road.
I mean, funny little story, relatable. I was in a league race on Monday. Shout out to the TI truck racing guys, if any of you guys are watching. We had a couple of early wrecks at Iowa, and it came down to fuel strategy, and the 24 is looking to come down pit road right now.
Yep, he coming down now. Has to make sure to get in there pretty even. Slows down. Got to be on the brakes now. Slows down just in time. Locks him up just a little bit, but gets in there. It doesn't really matter. As a 17 to 71, the 62 have all came down pit road also. You got to watch the 24, see his pit stop. If he gets in here clean, he has to be really careful not to overslide his pit box.
Or anything.
You cannot overslide as he's probably going to be easy on the brakes. Yep, locks him, gets in there, slides into his box.
And we're going to see where he's going to pop out and where the 16 is going to pop out after all this.
The 49's down, the 22 is down. Also, pit stops are happening for all of these drivers.
16 is enter 3. He's coming off of 4. We're going to see if he can beat the 24 off of pit road.
24, he can give it all he has now, but he's got to be careful not to get loose because there's been so many times where I've almost wrecked coming off pit road. He's trying to cut as much of the track as he can.
Coming off of turn 2.
He's going to get out in front of him. That's 16. Yep, it's going to come out the same way. There's just drivers flooding pit road now. We've got the 31, the 60, the 33, and the 22 down pit road. Drivers are just coming in everywhere now. 21's, he is.
The 16's looking to get by the 24, the side-by-side.
So I need to get back to this battle here. 16's gotten by him. That 24, he's got about 3 or 4 lap fresher tires. So will they show up behind the 16? It's going to take a little bit, but we may see those tires come into play as they go on into this run because they've got to make them about, let's see, 34 laps.
To the end.
Yeah, to the end. So it's going to be different as, you know, Roos, he's yet to pit. He pitted on lap 70, maybe hoping for a caution. Vickery pitted a lap after them. I don't see that playing too much of a difference as the real battle is between the 24 and the 16. The 24 is going to try to catch the 16, but will he stay behind him and just save his tires, or will he try to fight that 16 when he gets to his bumper?
I think he's going to try to save the tires because if they're on their last sets, whoever will have the freshest tires will most likely win in the end. If we do get a caution. Now, back to my little league story. I was the one that took fresher tires after caution came out, and it was green flag all the way to the end. And we pulled away so fast, longest time I ever led in a league race. And fresher tires did seem to be in the factor, but everybody who pitted on the caution were all the way in the back. They were saving tires, and I just kept blowing through my tires. And by the time when pit stops came for the final time, all the leaders passed me, and I hope to try to get enough timing to try to beat them back with fresher tires, and I couldn't. So I believe the 24 will have the advantage.
I think the 24 is looking on the 16, gonna try to look high just a little bit, maybe just trying to get him looking in his mirror, saying, hey, I'm here.
I think it's gonna wait until the lap traffic goes by, because they're coming up to some heavy lap traffic as they're side by side in front of the leaders.
Oh, this is gonna get very bad now. The 16 is gonna have to try to find a way through all of this. He gets loose. Oh, 24 clips him. 16's able to save it, though. He was already loose when he got to the bumper of him. They're 3 wide. 69 probably decides to bail out. 16's going to try to side draft that 24. 24 is going to try to get away from him as much as he can. 16's going to send it in that corner, stay even with that 24. 24 is going to try to gas it up. Hopefully the 00 stays up in that top lane, then ducks below. That 00 doesn't.
Blocked a little bit.
Then he has to go to the bottom of it. Vernon Reese doesn't move out of that top lane. It's going to hurt that 16.
Gets loose.
We saw that 16 get loose a lap earlier. Going sideways off the corner. Got a little bit of a tap from the 24, but that didn't do much to him, as I think we're going to have to see if that 16 can save his tires just a little bit better than everybody else. Look at Tate.
Don't forget, 2 to 3 more extra laps on tires the 24 has on the 16. So the 16 can either try to save tires more or try to battle back with the 24 and try to make the 24 use his tires to stay in the lead.
I mean, if I was him, you're in a really tough spot here, because he's got 2 lap pressure tires, but this is where the draft at Vegas comes into play. If he can just stay in the draft of that 24, he may be fine for the whole race. He just got to keep that little sniff of draft that he has. But they're running up on Roos, but Roos pitted on lap 117, so he's got actually the freshest tires on the whole entire track. So he's going to start tracking down these drivers in front of him. But Tate, Tate was back there. He pitted. He was the first one, or not. Well, he was one of the first cars up front that pitted. He kind of triggered all of this to happen. But that 16, he's driven back up to the bumper of Dylan. He's not letting him go. He's gotten the draft, and this is where the 24, he's going to have to decide, do I want to race or do I want to save tires? This 16, that's going to hurt him, though. It looks like he was trying to go to the inside of the 24. 24 kind of cut his nose off there for half a second. Look at the 88. 88, ooh, wiggles almost into the 17 there. Has to catch it. Look at Kyle Gartner. He's coming up through the field. He's trying to get past the 31. 31's maybe blocking just a little bit low, kind of trying to squeeze Kyle down. Kyle probably going to send it into that turn, get clear, or actually try to get clear. Doesn't get clear of the 31. That 31 actually has 1 lap older tires than him, but that might not be too much of a difference here. This is definitely going to hurt him being side by side, though. Kyle's going to have to keep his foot to the floor to try to get past the 31. He can slide up now. I think he realizes that. Needs to slide up in front of that 31, cut the air off. He doesn't now. Waited just a little bit, but Kyle Gartner moving up through the field. He set down a 30.11. That is the fastest lap of the whole entire race. So he's been moving as the 16's falling back just a little bit. Look at Kyle Gartner. He has his sights set on the 33 of Trey Whitehead. He's going to try to get to the inside of him. I think Trey might just let him go maybe, or he's just trying to get a run off the top. You've seen drivers.
The funny thing is that this is happening. There's only a couple seconds in front of our leaders. So the leaders will be coming up to more heavy lap traffic. So this could be the 16's best and probably last opportunity to get by the 24 if the 24 struggles in lap traffic.
And we saw that 00 of Vernon Reese. He kind of blocked in the 24. 24 had to shoot the gap and go down below him. So that was almost bad, but he was able to make it through. But lap traffic will I'd say they probably start giving way here now. They won't be. Do not want to be in the way of the leader this late in the race. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully that is. I don't know if they will or not. Oh my gosh. As again, if you guys are watching, if you don't mind throwing a subscription in, throwing us a like or a share or something like that. We are also live on Ghost Racing Network on Facebook, but I kind of figured that more people, Ghost League on Facebook. I stream the Ghost Racing Network when it's races outside of Ghost League, but if you don't mind following that, throwing in a subscription here, a like or something like that. Y'all have made all of this possible tonight. We are up to 277 views and we're at 80 subscribers now.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm surprised the 00 is battling with the 16 a bit. Or I don't know if the 16's tire starting to give way. Because the 16 has fallen back from 3/10 back now back to 8/10.
Oh,
and
this
they're about to hit this lap traffic.
One thing that the 16 could maybe do also is leave that 24 out there and back up to that 00 and pick up his draft and just get a shove from the 00. That may be what he's doing. If his tires haven't fell off, he could be doing that. I don't know if that is, because if Reese is able to keep pace, he may just be trying to get tires or the draft off of him. He's leaving that 24 out there all alone.
Yep, and just saying with drafting could go as far back as only 1 second. So if you leave more than a second, maybe 1.2 seconds, you're out of the draft. In which case, I think the 16 is from the 24. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the 16 is planning to do. Is he planning for a caution and saving his tires? Or is he saving his tires more and going to catch the 24 once he hits this lap traffic? Or does the 16 is the 16 giving it all she got and he can't catch the 24?
Yeah, I mean,
right now he's side by side with the 00.
Yeah, now that I look at it, I think the 16 may have just burned off his tires, because I actually pull up lap history here. Go to the 24. Yep, he's been gapping that 16 every single lap. So I think the 16 has just burned off his tires a little too early on. Just not able to save. We got a pack of cars though. The 49, the 10, the 31, the 60 are all in a huge pack right now. Gartner's been kind of chopping his way through the field. The guy that I kind of chose to win the race, not had the night that he wants, but he's able to kind of just keep on chopping his way through this as he's with cars that are maybe a lap older, something like that. As that 10 swings. Oh, we got a caution.
He's going down the. Just got by.
I have to see what happens here.
Changes everything.
Oh, the 62. I can see drivers are going to come down pit road, though. I do not see anybody staying out if they have a set of tires.
If they don't have a set of tires, they stay out.
62.
Do you want to interview the 24 or do you want to do the 16? Because I believe we can have either two different perspectives on that run.
Actually, bring in the second place driver of Tom Bourne, if you can.
Okay, let me try to find him.
I actually don't know if he is not in a Discord. I don't think he is. Yeah, I don't see him in a Discord, so we will bring in. How about just bring in Dylan again?
Why not? Dylan, Andrew, and Bryce in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, man?
Well, what a way for that run. You come out of pit road just behind the 16 as the 16 went by you, and the 16 got stuck in lap traffic. You were able, during, I think, the scariest pass we saw all race, and you got by the 16 and the 00.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was kind of in a spot where I kind of had to make that pass because Tom and I are kind of like on this strategy of tire saving right now, and who can save the better tires. And I think the person who can save the better tires is the person in the lead, because what I can do is I can make blocks on Tom and make him slide his front. So my thing here, sorry, I'm kind of distracted leaving pit road.
You're
Anyways,
good.
no, you're good. Anyways, yeah, I don't know where that came from, but me and Tom had a really good battle there. I'm impressed. That was freaking awesome. I'm pumped. I hope that I can get this 24 car victory lane. Really bummed to see the caution because I started to pull away. I didn't know what to do with pitting there. It's like I'm kind of all up in my mind right now. I'm just hoping that all these cars in front of me will get out of my way and I can take off into the sunset with this 24 car and do some donuts on the front stretch.
Well, we hope so too. I do want to say you were catching basically the entire field, you and the 16, and you had about a good maybe 15 cars in front of you. I mean, what was going through your mind when you were catching that big of a pack in front of you?
I saw the pack way out there, and I was thinking to myself, if I catch them, I have room behind me to do something, right? Because I was almost 2 seconds ahead of Tom. If something were to happen, I could just work my way through nice and slow, let Tom catch up, because at the end of the day, Tom still had to work through the same traffic if he caught it. So I wasn't too worried about it. I mean, I definitely wanted to just be in clean air. That's definitely always the key to these races, is clean air. But,
Yep.
you know, I mean, to have a 2-second lead and with 15 to go, I mean, I would have just casually worked my way through. If Tom started to catch, I would probably have been a little more aggressive, but we never got there, so I guess it don't matter.
All right, well, best of luck to you. Hopefully you can get the dub and bring it home.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I can too. Hopefully we'll be talking to you about 14 laps here.
What room were you in?
I will bring him.
DJ.
I'll
DJ?
put him back in his.
Oh.
Yeah, I get
put you into his.
yeah, I get confused and I'm like, wait, this is not the right room for some of these drivers. But
Yeah.
I know.
I do want to say, not to bust on Dylan's bubbles, but look in that third place spot. My driver, Christopher Tate, he got stuck behind all the crashing and he couldn't really pull himself back up to the front, and now he's in third. So toss everything out, fresh tires, anything can happen. It's a 14-lap sprint.
Oh yeah, this just fully reset. Literally, the whole entire field has been reset at this point. It's any driver's race. I'll go back to my man Kyle Gartner. I chose him. He's sitting here in 10th. Probably needs to have something absolutely insane happen for him to get up front. And then we see the 60 of Woods. I got to give him a hand. He's gotten a wreck earlier. Has a beaten and battered front end, but he's been hanging up there. Kind of surprised. And then you look at the 17, he's got front end damage and he's got no rear bumper, but he's been hanging up there with those drivers surprisingly. I just don't know how he's done it, but I know that 24, he did not want to see that caution at all because he was so far out front.
I mean, we've seen already rivalries, we've seen heated drivers, we've seen green flag pit stops, close racing, and now it's a 13-lap sprint to the end. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to get insane. But the 24 is going to have the 54 of Christopher Tate behind him, the 16 of Tom Bourne. He'll have the 33 of Trey Whitehead. The fire off is from the 24. He needs to get a good jump, but he might not want to get out too far because that draft will definitely bring him back into the clutches of whoever is behind him. He's got to hope that he can hold him off. He gets a good jump. That's going to bring Christopher Tate within the 16. Maybe tap the gas and had to get out of it again. 16 goes from second to third. 24 is blocking Tate. Tate looks outside now. Will Tate try to run that high line on him? He looks. You can see him correct.
Don't forget, these two guys were 1 and 2 earlier on in the race, so they know how to race around each other.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
depends on who's the master of the track.
But look at that Dylan. He's just going to be mirror driving at this point as Tate trying to get to the outside. He's got to his quarter panel now. Uh-oh, the 16 is going to come to the bumper of the 24. Give him a shove. It's a drafts in tandem right now. Robert Lawrence is on the bumper of Christopher Tate. That 16 is...
left Daytona.
Oh,
Ooh,
16.
he went up to the 54.
Oh, Tate.
Oh, the 54 gets loose.
Tate able to save it, though.
He saves it.
Driving it off the wheels. That's going to put everybody behind him, though. He's going to go
Wow.
drop like a rock, though.
My pick out of here.
Tate was
Damn.
trying to get all he can, and the 16 just came up into him just a little bit, and he was trying to save it the whole way, was chasing it, but the 24, he's got a hornet's nest behind him. The 34 and the 16, and the guy I've chosen, Kyle Gardner, he's moved up to 6 now. He was always super consistent.
16 again hits the apron.
He's trying to get that bottom lane, just trying to wrap it as much as he can, get that little grip from that paint that's down there at Las Vegas. Drivers will search every single inch of the track for it. 16 trying to get to his bumper. I know that 24.
10 laps to go.
Yeah, that 34, he's battling hard with that 16 back here. I know Dylan's loving this because he's able to just save his tires maybe just a little bit. Gets on the apron, though. It's going to slow him down. He's loose. That's going to get the 16 on his bumper. Will the 34 choose the 24? The 16, 34 chooses the 16 to push. That may be Dylan's race gone if he can't get back in line. He's going to have to battle with that 34. The 33 is going to go up and help the 24. I know Dylan wants to get away from this now. He's gotten ahead of that 34 just a little bit. He can cut his nose off here. Getting into the corner, Dylan, he's been passed by 16, but he got him right back when they were cycling through pit stops. Can he do it one last time? He gets a really good run up on the bumper. The 16 taps him, goes down low. Going to try to get that side draft on him now. This is getting really racy. They're going to be coming to 8 to go at the line. 24 back to the lead. 16 just can't seem to get that 24 out of his way. Maybe waiting for that last lap pass.
Had a bad exit. 24 blocks the 16.
24 is just getting shoved. Gosh, that 16 is just shoving that 24, trying to get him in the corner faster than he wants to go. 24 is able to keep it slow.
Slides up.
Almost into the wall. As they're
I just want to say, look who's in 5th place. Your pick.
Yeah. Kyle Gardner picking his way through the field ever so slightly. He's trying to get past the 17. 17's hanging really tough, but the battle's up front. The 24 and the 16. 16 looking to the inside of the 24. 24 is going to have to go really hard in this corner. Can he get past the 24? He runs him up the track into the middle lane. Not letting him go down, but that's going to give the 24 a run off the corner maybe. As it gets him a good run, that 34. Will he go with the 24? 34's got the bumper of the 33 over him, giving him a good shove. That's going to take the air off the 24. The 34 may look to put it 3 wide. He's going to try to get a good run. 24 doesn't get that great of a run. Trying to hold on to the bumper of the 16. He's able just to hold on to it. This might be side by side coming to the line, seeing how they are racing right now. As he's trying to cut the nose of that 16 off. He's trying to take all the air, but he's clipping that apron, gets him loose. You can see him just a little sideways coming off the corner, almost into the wall.
Don't forget, these tires are starting to worn in.
Oh, yeah, 16 bobbing and weaving, tries to go bottom again. He wants to try to get that pass on the bottom. I think the 24 knows that. But Gardner, 16 up into the 24 just a little bit. That's going to even give the 34 bumper of the 16. But look at Kyle Gardner. He's lurking and he's seeing all that. He's like, man, it's 5 to go. I can do whatever I want now. 24. Trying. He cuts the nose of the 16 off. That's going to put the 16 up. That's going to give Gardner a good exit. It's going to give Gardner a huge one. Well, Gardner put it 3 wide. He's going to be put 3 wide. 16 goes down to block. Gardner maybe thinks better of it, bails out. The 24 is going to allow the 24 to run away just a little bit.
It's going to be 4 laps to go. Coming to the line. Can the 16 have anything for the 24?
They've been trying to chase each other. That 16 gets to the bumper, and the 24 cuts the air off at just the last second and gets that 16 maybe just a little bit looser than what he wants to be. That 16's really pushing that. You can saw him run a little bit of a higher exit because he's trying to put all that power down that he can. 24 is going to have to cut all the air that he can off the nose of that 16. He does not want him to catch the draft at all.
Your 24. Driver coming to 3rd.
Oh, yeah, Kyle Gardner, the man that I chose to win the race. He's up to 3rd in front of the 34 now. Cuts it really close, but gets up in time. Can Gardner mount a challenge?
I think if the 24 and 16 get side by side, I think Gardner could reel them both in.
Yeah, Gardner, he doesn't have a league win. Gardner doesn't have a league win. He missed out on the championship just barely last season. He placed 2nd in, overall in the race. Wheeler won the race, but Tate won the championship, and Gartner was right behind Tate. No, Gartner has it in his mind as Gartner's got to run. I don't think he can catch that 24 in time, though, and I don't know if the 16 can get to him either. If they back up, maybe they can get to him. I don't think, though. They're going to have to hope for a mistake from the 24.
Oh, they do have the lap traffic car coming.
Gartner's got to run. The 6 of Wheeler, where will he go? Will he play? We saw the double zero. We saw the double zero kind of fight the 16, but it's going to be white flag in the air one more time around for Dylan Hervatson. He's just got to hope that he doesn't do anything too bad to the cars. We'll see if Gartner
got a draft from the 6.
We'll see. 24 leaves the bottom open.
He's got to stay on that white line if he has any chance to catch him.
Out of 1 and 2, he's still got the lead. Gartner, 3rd. Bourne, 2nd. Lawrence, 4th. The 24, he has been up the whole night having to fight off that 16. Off of 3 and 4.
He's gonna do it.
What stays in Vegas happens in Vegas. It's going to be the 24 of Dylan Hervatson wins at Las Vegas.
Wow. Oh, that is probably the best mile-and-a-half racing I've seen on iRacing in a long time.
The 16 comes 2nd. Kyle Gartner comes 3rd. Robert Lawrence 4th. And Wally Babb 5th. That is the top 5. We've got some drivers hitting each other. We got DJ.
Yeah.
We've got some after-race stuff. Oh, they're wrecking each other.
Oh, they are.
DJ just spun the 31 after the race. I saw something happen. I wasn't able to get over there in time. They may actually ganged up on him. DJ, yeah, the 31 takes a swipe at him just like Austin Dillon did. DJ's brake checking the 33. 33 goes and turns him. So drivers.
Brake check the 60. Oh my God, what is going on today? Woo!
Yeah, we've got drivers throwing haymakers at each other. Not happy as we see the 24 burn it down. He led a lot of this race and had to battle just a little bit with that 16, was giving him a run for his money, but he comes home and takes it tonight. He's gonna burn it down here.
96 and the 31 going at it yet again.
Yeah, those are 2 unhappy drivers, very unhappy.
I mean, don't forget Brock and I'm trying to find the other name, the other brother. Brock and trying to find the 33. Brock and Trey are brothers, and maybe DJ's taking out on the younger, older brother. Oh, and they slam into each other. Still, woof.
Yeah,
we gotta talk to these guys after this.
I might choose that because that's just a lot of just anger from those drivers. But
oh yeah,
and
the 6 car, same thing as well. A lot of unhappy people. Whoop.
Yeah, they're not too happy with how this race went for them at all.
We have Tom Bourne ready for us in the booth.
Let's wait for, let's see if I will get Kyle Gardner in here. Actually, we'll go 3rd to 1st. Let me drag him in here.
You got it, or you want me to?
I will get him in here. I will do it on my own.
He's in the Freedom. Oh, he just left. Oh, you're just dragging him down.
Hey, Kyle, this is Bryson Booth. You got a coffee, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, so you got 3rd. How did your race go overall for you, though, man? Because you were kind of right there at the end, cutting through the cars.
Oh, yeah. Well, early in the race, I was trying to save a set of tires for the end, so I stayed out. I think I took my first set of tires at lap 50 or just right around there, and then I took another set right around lap 100. So at the end there, I did have 2 extra sets, and it paid off. The strategy paid off, and I finally got to talk to you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I chose you before the race even started because I was like, man, you were always fun to race with and not fast before they rebranded. I mean, you had a good run tonight. I was kind of questioning why you stayed out, but I mean, it worked for y'all, or worked for you in the end. But I mean, how do you think, I mean, the racing throughout the field was, especially with, DJ, how did you think people reacted with that? Because I saw that was kind of a a theme. People were not happy with DJ the whole night.
Actually, I didn't know anything necessarily about what was going on with DJ. I he races me clean, and I mean I've never really had an issue with DJ. You know, I've been in I think 2 or 3 leagues with him, but I just kind of uh, did my own thing, kind of stayed out of everyone's way early in the race, and it paid off because there was quite a few aggressive incidents. Just people just settling in and without that fast repair anymore. Saving your car is like key. So yeah, it ended up working out, and I appreciate the kind words and the vote of confidence.
Yeah, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out?
Well, I mean, I would definitely like to thank all my teammates at Freedom Motorsport, and I want to thank you for putting on a good show, Hupka for putting on the league. Pretty much all the sponsors that my cousin's company, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and yeah, I would um, like to thank all my friends and family watching.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. That was a good third place run tonight by Kyle Gartner. And we will bring in the second place driver, Tom Bourne. Tom, this is Bryce and Andrew in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, you were right on the bumper of that 24 on that last run. You just fell short. But how did your race go for you overall?
The car was fast all day. We drove through the field on multiple occasions. Obviously we got the pole, and it was a good race. Avoided a lot of calamity, and just glad to finish where I finished. Not happy with how I was driven in the last 60 laps, but we move on, and he knows I know that I've got his number.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
it was.
tonight. Ooh.
Yeah, it was very close. I mean, I thought you could amount to something that was going to be close. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out on the stream?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for putting on an amazing broadcast. Hopefully, we can bring you guys great racing all season, like we have the past 2 weeks. Hubka for bringing me back. I was in his previous league, and we went our separate ways, but glad to be back. Sky Motorsports for putting together another fantastic car. Player One Coffee on the car this week. G Fuel, Fire News, Genesis Rescue Systems. Anything else I'm forgetting, I'm sorry, but every other sponsor I have on the car. My girlfriend Melissa, she's watching from work. She's always my number one supporter, no matter what. And
And
hopefully,
your number one fan.
well, apparently she's my number. She's always going to be my number one fan. And she's always there for me. So shout out to her for letting me do this, and like I said, you guys for putting on a great broadcast again.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. That was the second place driver of Tom Bourne. We will bring in the winner of the 24 of Dylan Hervat and Dylan. This is Bryce and Andrew in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Got me?
Yeah, dude. I know you were sweating those last 5 laps, but how did the race go for you overall the whole night?
It was up and down. I played a different strategy at the beginning to save a set of tires. And ultimately that, I feel like, although it happened way back on like lap 20 or 30, is ultimately what put me in the position to win this race. If I didn't do that strategy, I wouldn't have had the tires to probably drive through the field, because the field with the draft was just so even. But I feel like once we got to second, and I don't know what happened to the 54 on pit road, but when I was able to come out with the lead off pit road, that ultimately sealed the deal. I was able to get ahead of the 16, and it was just controlling the draft the whole race, breaking his clean air and trying to force him to burn his tires, and ultimately it just I wasn't the happiest to see that caution, like I said, but it worked out. It really did. I tried my best I could to hold him off. I made a couple of mistakes, kept hitting the apron, and it just kept sliding me up the track and giving it back. But I put myself in a good position to steal the lead back, and once I did, I try to keep those two side by side, and it allowed me to run away once I did that. So, man, that was hard.
Yeah, I knew that 16 and you were gonna be side by side the whole time. I mean, I was pulling for you because that paint scheme, man. But before I let you go, is there any sponsors, anybody you want to shout out on the stream that could be watching?
I'm just really thankful to be able to compete in this league. I sometimes don't feel like I have the best reputation on iRacing, and to come here and actually have a competitive race car, put it up front is just great, and I appreciate the admins for what they do. You guys almost got me in trouble earlier, by the way. I didn't ride on the right side of pit road, and you were talking to me, and I got yelled at for it, but it don't matter. We're doing burnouts on the front stretch of Vegas, so
Yeah, man, I probably need to make a note not to interview drivers while they are on pit road because that could end up bad for you.
It's all right. I told them, so I just told them to yell at you guys. But yeah, no, I just really thankful. I mean, I gotta thank DJ. He's my team owner in this league, and he really, once I started making all those mistakes, he kept just telling me to calm down and just do what I was doing before, and I started doing that. We started to pull away, and so I thank him and everybody, although it's not in this league, everybody at Dylan Herverton Racing, all of my teammates. I love what I have going on over there, and I hopefully next season we can bring that into this league. But until then, we've got a championship to go chase because we just won at Vegas, and I'm sure that's probably going to put us in the points lead. So,
All right, man. Well, I will let you
Mhm.
go. That was Dylan Hervathan. He wins. That was just a crazy race overall. I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna run through the finishing order here. 24 of Dylan Hervathan. He's gonna get first. Tom Bourne. He's gonna come home second. Kyle Gartner third. Robert Lawrence fourth. Wally Babb fifth. Jacob Bowen sixth. Trey Whitehead seventh. Dalton McKinney eighth. James Silvers ninth. Chris Reese 10th. 11th is Christopher Tate. 12th is Zach Woods. 13th, Robert Kinney. 14th, Brock Whitehead. 15th, Christian Rue. 16th, Mike Sabanowski. 17th, Rylan Fontanano, and I'll go down just a little bit so y'all can see the rest of this. 19th is Devin Scroggs. 20th, Noah Owens. 21, Vernon Reese. 22nd, Justin Ray. 23rd, DJ Daniel. 24th, Chris Wheeler. 25th, Tyquise Fitzgerald. 26th, Christopher Lawrence. 27th, Kyle Spees. 28th, Tyler Evans. 29th, Ryan Sizemore. And that is all the drivers that raced tonight. But Andrew, what are your thoughts, on this race at Las Vegas?
Oof. Well, I thought the desert was the hottest thing out there, but apparently these drivers they're racing each other extremely hard. And we saw wrecks early. We saw great side-by-side racing, green flag pit stops. We see multiple heated drivers at numerous different people, and I just can't wait till next week.
Yeah, I mean, you see, kind of the theme was tonight. People were not happy with DJ Daniel, and I think that may carry over into the following race because DJ last season, people weren't happy with how they were being driven by him, and they were very, very vocal. So we'll have to watch and see the tempers with DJ. The 31 and the 33 seemed to have it out for him. That was Trey and Brock Whitehead. They just weren't happy. I mean, I can see something.
Don't forget they're both brothers, and brothers do have each other's backs.
Yeah, I can see that carrying over. Like, I can see that carrying over. I don't think that I know that Mike, he won't put up with this aggressive driving, dumping people on purpose. And I don't think the 31 turned DJ on purpose. I think it was him trying to break the draft and get the side draft. And I think that kind of stuck in people's heads. You heard them say over the radio, they were like, yeah, he deserved it. I mean, DJ, nothing really of his fault, it seems, maybe tonight. Just people getting a little bit heated, but we'll definitely... shots have been fired early. We got a Daytona duel, drivers fired shots, and we're only the second race in of the season, and we're already starting to see drivers' tempers kind of boil, not being happy with each other at all. And I think that may carry over into next week's race.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you all are still watching, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, throwing in a like, following Ghost League on Facebook, giving Ghost Racing Network a follow. Also, we reached 318 views before this stream has even ended, which is a absolutely insane number. And yeah, and I can only thank you all. We are 83 subscribers, hoping to maybe hit it by the end of this week. But I'm gonna roll these ads, and then I will let you all go. Thank you for watching, and this is Bryce and Andrew and the booth, and we are out.